Hello, sheeple. Welcome. It's the 10th of September 2020. A little bit overcast here. Um, this is Bad Influencer saying hello. So, how's everyone doing? We're going into a bit of a lockdown situation next week. We can't meet more than 6 people anywhere in England. I think Scotland has just followed suit. So I'd imagine, so that's from Monday. So I'd imagine there's going to be a lot of parties going on um, over this weekend. Let's get that virus properly out there again, because cases are on the rise all over the place. So I've had a few decent days, up and down a bit with my university course. The current situation is I'm not going to go on the Staffordshire one. But I think I've got a place all sorted on the Open College of the Arts, which is a proper degree, but I can do it part time. It's going to take a bit longer, and the one good thing about the Staffordshire one was it was a 2-year course. But I get penalised by the government for studying more than 20 hours a week, which is what the course would require, regardless of whether I've got 20 hours, more than 20 hours free a week. What with me, my caring and that. So yeah, thank you to the UK government. Looking to improve yourself, and getting kicked in the teeth. Luckily, I've only got a few, so they can't kick many more out. So today, I'm just going to do a quick one, and it's just going to be a news roundup. A couple of current stories, one old story, and me take on Strictly Come Dancing, which is coming on soon. I shan't be watching it, of course, because I haven't got a BBC TV license anymore. But I'm sure there'll be ways of watching it. Maybe being as the BBC seem to post all their programs. Oh, you'll have to forgive me for that yawn. That was a big one. But they seem to post their all their clips and that everywhere. I've realised that if you go to enough sites and gather enough clips, you can piece together the show. So anyway, that's talk for another time. So let's move on, and we're going to do a quick news roundup. Right, let's crack on then with a few news stories. I'm going to have a little sweetie to start with. So it's blackcurrant and licorice. I'm guessing soon we won't be able to say that for fear of upsetting people. So, but while they're still called blackcurrant and licorice, they're going in my gob. So, yeah, our first piece of news: Dame Diana Rigg. She died today, aged 82. She was a great actress. She was in the original Avengers on the BBC. And then she went on to star. She was the Bond girl on Her Majesty's Secret Service. That's one of my favourite Bond films. Not as much action as your normal Bond movie, but I liked George Lazenby. It's a shame he only got one chance to do that one movie. But at least he got to marry Diana Rigg, who sadly got shot at the end. So yeah, I think that's probably the only James Bond's only wife. So I don't know how that all works into the modern canon. But anyway, that's and then she went on to star. She was very good in Game of Thrones. You might remember her from Game of Thrones. Yeah, Olenna Tyrell. So Oh yes, the only woman who became Mrs. James Bond in 1969. So yes, it's very shame. Bit of starting off with a bit of bad news, but it gets better and better. So right, we're gonna have a. This is a bit of old news, but I love this story. This was actually in February of this year. Oh, why can't I? Oh, I'm just making the assumption this is right. So, food theft said to have taken place at Citigroup's London headquarters. So, the trader Paras Shah, earning more than £1 million a year, including bonuses, he was removed from his post as head of high yield bond trading for Europe because he was nicking sandwiches, swiping sandwiches from the company canteen. I mean, either those sandwiches, and I know a lot about sandwiches, but either those sandwiches are the best sandwiches in the entire world, or he's on crack because he must be spending his money, his £1 million a year, including bonuses, on crack cocaine, which means he needs to steal his food. I don't know. It was a 31 years old. Grow up, grow up, Mr. Shah. So it is not clear how many times this happened or over what period of time the alleged behaviour occurred. Maybe he's a serial sandwich stealer, an SSS. Hey, they're the worst. So, but yeah, I haven't found any follow-up information about him. So, so I'm assuming he's been sent to prison for the rest of his life, and deservedly so. Deservedly so. So, right, this is a quick a quick one for Dana. Um, Basically, what the young Republicans think of Trump. So I won't play it all. I'll just play an introduction, and hopefully Dana will. One of my subscribers, dear friend, very dear friend. But I hope this resonates with her.
President Trump in one sentence.
Great policies, terrible communication.
Let me see how I want to phrase this.
Possibly the best wake-up call that America needed.
Get it just right.
He's a hardworking man who tries his best for America.
It was a run-on sentence, but I think it was still a sentence.
We have to win. This is the most important election in the history of our country.
I would crawl through broken glass to vote for Trump in this election.
Dana, did you hear that? Broken glass. And you're only willing to walk through fire to vote for Biden. So I'm not saying who's right or who's wrong, but glass is glass going to hurt you more than fire? I don't, but I mean, obviously your votes are going to cancel each other out. So, but that was a bit of international news for my friend Dana, who was told me that she would walk through fire to vote for Joe Biden, and you got a fella here prepared to walk through glass. So the challenge has been laid down. So, but I did have to laugh when I saw that. So I hope you enjoyed that. Right, we're going to move on here now to Strictly Come Dancing. Strictly Come Dancing is back on the screen soon. Now they're only going to have 12 contestants, and but I've got them here now, so we're going to go through them. Former Home Secretary Jackie Smith. She used to be the MP for where I live in the UK. She's been confirmed as the 12th and final celebrity contestant on this year's Strictly Come Dancing. Wow. The interesting thing about Jackie Smith, she used to be the Home Secretary in Blair's Labour government. And she was, I don't know how to say it really, without wishing to be any more disparaging about her than need be. She was a thief. So here, there's a quick story in the Guardian. So I mean, again, this is 2009, 2010. But why, after suffering this embarrassment, she didn't disappear into a hole and never come out? I mean, she's forever doing podcasts with Ian Dale, and now worming her way into here. So, but basically, yeah, Jackie Smith, when her husband Richard Timney, who was also an MP at some point, I think, she said she mistakenly submitted an expensive claim which included 5 pay-per-view films, including 2 adult movies. Now, bearing in mind, this is from a Redditch home, and she was claiming expenses for living in a London home, which she was calling a main home. So Richard Timney used to, if it's true, he would wave her off on a Sunday night. See you Friday, Jackie. You go and do all your politics in London. And then I'll see you on Friday. And then as soon as she pulled off the drive, went round the corner, he went, let's get some porn. Let's get some porn on. So he's £67 Virgin Media bill. So if she didn't know about it, then he's a dirty boy. If she did know about it, she's a thief, because she's not allowed to claim for things like that. But since she became an MP, she actually claimed £116,000. I mean, that's just ridiculous. So yeah. So the thief, Jackie Smith, has come in to make up the dozen. So let's quickly run through the rest of them. So it will begin in October, but we will be shorter than usual, and Judge Bruno Tonioli will have a reduced role amid coronavirus restrictions because he's Italian, basically, and we don't want no Italian coronavirus. That's just like his mama makes. But yeah, so he's going to have a reduced role, and the contestants will be staying in a hotel for 2 weeks. Jackie Smith will be used to that, ahead of pre-recording all the group dances. Right, so yes, contestant Jackie Smith, we've already dealt with her. Awful thief. So this bloke called Harvey Lee Cantwell, apparently he's a singer. No idea. I've never. He's got more than 1 billion combined streams to his name, so that's not many, is it really? Because he's probably on 1 billion websites, and he posted 1 song, and his mum watched it on every site he posted it on, just to make him feel better. But he's got a social media following of more than 10 million. Well, good for you. Good for you, Harvey. I've got 11. I've got 11 subscribers. I'm not bitter. I know that they're 11 good people. So we just could do with another 9,999,989 people to follow suit, and then we'd be talking. Hey, wouldn't we be talking then? Maisie Smith, she's an EastEnders actress. She plays Tiffany Butcher. I don't watch EastEnders much these days, but when I did, she was on it, and I didn't like her. I didn't like her as a character, but actually, she does grow on you, and she's a bit of a pain in the arse. But yeah, good luck to her. So this is Jamie Lang. Jamie, I will turn up to the opening of a packet of crisps if someone will pay me. Lang. He became a household name in 2011. Not in my household. He was in Made in Chelsea, and he launched his own podcast, 6 Degrees from Jamie and Spencer, alongside Spencer Matthews, another entitled rich snob. He's I think he's heir to the McVitie's fortune, I think, or he's one of them. So, I mean, he doesn't know anything about biscuits. I've seen him talking about them. He just doesn't, He once said rich tea biscuits. They're awful. Well, they're not awful. A little bit of butter on them. You don't know how to live in the real world. You don't, Jamie Lang. But that's enough about him. I hope he gets knocked out very early on. He probably won't be, because he appeals to all these sheeple on the old book face. So this next one is JJ Chalmers. He was a Royal Marine Commando. I didn't know much about him. But his career was cut short after he suffered life-changing injuries following an IED explosion in Afghanistan. So, got my sympathy for that. Definitely. What are you? The blast crushed an eye socket, burst his eardrums, destroyed his right elbow, blew off 2 fingers on his left hand, and left holes in his legs. Now, brilliant. I mean, not brilliant. Obviously, I'm really sorry that happened to him. What a courageous man to have come through this. But are you really going to get him to do the jive and all this with the holes in his legs and all that? So I don't know. It's a difficult one. I mean, he had more than 30 operations. He competed in the 2014 Invictus Games, where he captained the trike cycling team. So that's a trike, that's a 3-wheel bike. So, there's no balance issues or anything there, which maybe you can't have balance issues if you're going to go on Strictly Come Dancing. So I wonder how that's going to pan out. So I've got balance issues myself from when my brain exploded, and I wouldn't go on Strictly Come Dancing, but that would be for altogether different reasons. So yeah, so good luck to him. Not sure how that'll work out. We'll have to see how the first dance goes. Next up, Bill Bailey. Now, he's a good bloke, musician and comedian, professional panel show guest. Loved him on Nevermind the Buzzcocks and QI, Black Books as well. So yes, he's brilliant. He's just saying he doesn't know how to dance or anything. So yeah, he'll be probably the one that isn't planning on being very good part of the show. So next up is Clara Amfo. Not really heard of her. She's a DJ. She works for BBC Radio 1, so a little bit of nepotism going on there. Well, the same with Maisie from EastEnders. So I'm not having a go. I'd imagine she's quite good. Um, she certainly, I mean, she looks healthy. I don't want to say any more than that for fear of being sexist. Um, and I might have seen her actually. She's presented coverage of Glastonbury, so I might have seen her on that and the Brit Awards, the BAFTA Awards, and the proms. So she's a professional presenter, DJ. So she might do well. Presenters have often done well on Strictly. So Stacey Dooley won it last year, didn't she? So, and she's a documentary maker. So next up is Ranveer Singh. Never heard of the woman. Never watched Good Morning Britain. But apparently she appears on other ITV programs like Loose Women. Oh no. Tonight and Eat, Shop and Save. So she's about to start co-hosting a new Sunday morning show. So a little bit of politics in there. So she feels complete terror at the idea of taking part. Well, why do it then? Or maybe you're just saying that. And the £8 million paycheck she's surely receiving for this has swayed her. So yes. So anyway, yeah. Good luck to her. I've no idea of her dancing skill. So right, next up, Nicola Adams. Now, Nicola Adams, I love her. She's a fantastic. She's a boxer, Olympic boxer. She won gold in 2012 and 2016, and she is going to be the first ever same-sex pair on Strictly Come Dancing. So, don't know who'll lead. I'd imagine she'll lead because you're not going to want to have an argument with her boxing skills. But yes, I'm psyched for her. Am I psyched for the situation? The first ever same-sex pair. Is it the BBC ticking boxes they don't need to tick? That's a whole other debate. But it's yeah, I mean, good for her. I've got no issues with her. I think she's a great person. So good luck to her. So she might be the coming up from behind, starting off not very good, but I mean she's going to definitely have rhythm and movement skills. So good luck to her. So right, next up there is Caroline Quentin. She's an actress, best known for us older people from Men Behaving Badly. So she was in that with Neil Morrissey and Martin Clunes, and I think Harry Enfield was in either the early or the later series, and that was against Caroline Quentin and you know what, I've forgotten her name, but Leslie Ash. Leslie Ash. So that was unfortunate. She just had too much Botox and I don't. Well, I mean, at one point she definitely looked like a duck. So absolutely. I mean, it's that Botox look that you sometimes see when it's gone badly wrong. So I don't know what it looks like now. So yeah, she's okay. She used to be married to Paul Merton, and I think she cheated on him with oh no, she didn't. They split up, and basically she went out with Angus Dayton for a while, which upset Paul, and he couldn't wait for Angus to get the sack. So yeah, it's interesting how all these people are involved. So right, next up, Jason Bell is an American footballer. I know him from because the BBC screened the Super Bowl. So and he's one of the commentators on that. So He played for the Houston Texans, and then he finished his career with the New York Giants. So yeah, I'd imagine he's definitely fit. Yeah, guessing he might be. He's definitely able to learn how to move. What position? Oh, he was a cornerback and safety in the National Football League. So yeah, I mean, with a bit of training, he could come on. I mean, you have rugby players on. Some of them do well, some of them don't do that well. So yeah, good luck to him. I think he's a decent bloke. He always like his commentary on the Super Bowl. So I think yeah. Last up, Max George. Never heard of him. Apparently, he was in a band called The Wanted. Um, I'm sure he's popular with the kids. He looks looks a good-looking bloke. Um, and he's buzzing. He's buzzing to be on Strictly this year. But yeah, I mean, his fellow band member Jay McGuinness, he was gone quite quickly when he was on. But yes, yeah, I couldn't tell you anything more about him apart from he likes woolly hats. So and he loves staring at the camera. And he was in Glee apparently. So yeah, so that's about it really. So that's your 12 for 12. Is there a winner in there? Of course there is, because someone's got to win it. I got maybe Nicola. It'd be a dark horse, if we're allowed to say that. Yeah, maybe Chalmers. JJ Chalmers might be all right. I can't see what's his Jamie Lang. Oh yeah, he'll just do me head in. So I hope he breaks his ankle in the first week. So and Maisie Smith, she might do all right. I'm sure probably. I mean, she went for drama school. It would have included dancing. This Harvey bloke, he looks like he could do well. He's going to learn. And Jackie Swift, thief. So that's all I got to say about her. See, I mean, that is not a trustworthy face, is it? I mean, even looking off to the side, she looks as bent as a £3 note. So yeah, good. Yeah, not really liking her chances either. So yeah, final story. Thought I'd end on with this little interesting story from Paris. The Paris Museum d'Orsay is sorry for barring visitor in a low-cut dress. So just caught my eye. No reason. I mean, the French are like that. They can be a bit funny about what people wear these days. But yes, this lovely lady, Jean, I guess maybe her name is Jeanne. The Musée d'Orsay. Well, I don't know what that means. But it's one of the biggest draws in Paris and home to some of the 19th century French art's most famous nudes. But when French literature student Jean visited wearing a low-cut dress on a hot day this week, she says she was barred from entering. Now that's her there, and yeah, I mean, I'm guessing that's the top she was wearing. But yeah, they wouldn't let her in. So museum staff told her rules are rules, and she was eventually allowed on when she put on a jacket. Well, what rules are they? What rules is preventing this just normal student, nothing really about her, happens to be wearing a low cut top, What's wrong with it? Let her in. Bloody hell! What's going on in the world that she couldn't get get into a what was it? A museum? Yeah, museum. Why couldn't she get into a museum? Yeah, disgraceful. Bloody disgrace. The French are a disgrace. So a friend had a crop top that showed a navel, but the attention was fixed on her breast even before she had a chance to show her ticket. Oh no, that's not going to be possible. That's not allowed. That is not acceptable, she quotes the ticket agent as saying. And she goes on to say, at no time does anyone say my cleavage is a problem. They're manifestly staring at my breasts, referring to them as that. So, all I am is my breasts. All I am is a woman. They are sexualizing. Yes, absolutely. But she does an apology on Twitter, so that means that's all right then, doesn't it? So, but yeah, such a shame. Anyway, so yeah, so that's a wrap up of the news. Sorry it wasn't. Well, we covered a few stories, so I hope you enjoyed them. So yeah, I'll pass you back and say goodbye. So see you in a second. Right. So I hope you enjoyed all that. If you did, like or subscribe or comment. It's up to you. No pressure, no pressure. But I'll catch you soon anyway. So yeah, I'll try and be a bit more regular next time. So you take care, everyone. Look after yourselves.